from broken to unbreakable. The Regina Dorsey Revolution. Welcome to the Black CEO podcast, where we uncover stories that redefine success and challenge our perceptions of what's possible. Today, we're diving deep into a narrative that will shake you to your core, inspire you beyond measure, and quite possibly change the trajectory of your life. We're honored to share the extraordinary journey of Regina Dorsey, a woman who didn't just overcome adversity, she alchemized it into pure gold. Regina Dorsey isn't just a success story, she's a force of nature, a beacon of hope, and a living testament to the indomitable human spirit. Her impact reverberates far beyond her immediate circle, touching lives across communities and generations. She's not just changing the game, she's rewriting the rules entirely. Now, picture this: Baltimore, a city of stark contrasts, where opportunity and despair often share the same zip code. It's in this urban crucible that our story begins, with a young girl named Regina sitting on her front stoop, eyes fixed on a horizon that seemed impossibly far away. Growing up, Regina's world was a perfect storm of challenges. Poverty wasn't just a word, it was the gnawing in her stomach, the chill in her bones during winters when the heat was more of a luxury than a necessity. Violence wasn't a distant threat, it was the lullaby of sirens and the staccato of gunshots that punctuated her nights. But here's where Regina's story takes its first remarkable turn. Where others saw limitations, she saw possibilities. Where society expected her to falter, she chose to fly. That spark in her eyes. It wasn't just hope, it was the first flicker of a fire that would one day light the way for countless others. Now, let's fast forward a bit. Regina's 16, and life's about to throw her a curveball that would send most people spiraling. She's pregnant. Take a moment to let that sink in. 16, in a neighborhood where dreams often go to die, and now responsible for another life. This is where many stories would end. This is where statistics would say, well, that's it for her. But Regina, she looked at that pregnancy test and saw not an end, but a beginning, not a burden, but a reason to fight harder than ever before. With a determination that would become her trademark, Regina didn't just finish high school, she excelled. She didn't just dream of college, she made it her reality. Picture this: a young mother cradling her baby with one arm, highlighting textbooks with the other, studying by candlelight, not for the romance, but because the electricity had been cut off again. Regina often says, adversity is my gym. It's where I build my muscles of perseverance. And build she did. Every sleepless night, every missed opportunity, every sidelong glance of judgment, they all became fuel for her fire. But let's be clear, this wasn't easy. There were moments of doubt, nights filled with tears, days when giving up seemed like the only sane option. Regina's not superhuman. She's beautifully, powerfully human. And that's what makes her story so compelling, so relatable, so damn inspiring. As Regina entered the corporate world, she brought with her not just a degree, but a PhD in resilience. She climbed that corporate ladder with the same tenacity she'd shown in school. For every person who underestimated her, she worked twice as hard. For every door slammed in her face, she built her own door and then held it open for others to follow. Now, this is where many success stories might end. Woman overcomes odds, achieves corporate success, lives happily ever after. Roll credits. But for Regina, this was just the warm up act because Regina Dorsey looked around at her success, at the comfortable life she'd built, and realized something profound. It wasn't enough. Not when so many others were still trapped in the cycle of poverty and limited opportunities she'd fought so hard to escape. So Regina did something that many would consider insane. She left her high paying corporate job to start her own business. But this wasn't just any business. This was a mission disguised as a company, a revolution masquerading as an entrepreneurial venture. Regina's focus, empowering other women, particularly women of color, to achieve their own dreams of entrepreneurship and leadership. She wasn't just changing lives, she was changing the entire narrative. Now, let me tell you, starting a business is not for the faint of heart. It's a roller coaster that makes even the most hardened thrill seekers question their life choices. And Regina, she faced every up and down, every loop and plunge. There were times when the financial strain seemed overwhelming, when self doubt crept in like an unwelcome house guest. But remember those muscles of perseverance Regina had been building? This is where they truly came into play. She leveraged every skill, every connection, every ounce of grit she'd developed over the years. And slowly but surely, her vision began to take shape. Regina's company became more than a business, it became a movement. But Regina didn't stop at teaching business skills. No, she understood that true empowerment goes deeper. It's about changing mindsets, about helping people see possibilities where before they only saw obstacles. So she expanded her mission, creating programs that address not just the practical aspects of success, but the psychological and emotional barriers that hold so many people back. In Regina's world, self doubt was replaced with self belief, fear with courage, isolation with community. Regina's approach was nothing short of revolutionary. She didn't just teach business strategies, she nurtured dreams. She didn't just offer networking opportunities, she created a sisterhood of mutual support and empowerment. In Regina's world, competition was replaced by collaboration, scarcity by abundance. The impact of Regina's work rippled out far beyond the individuals she directly mentored. As these women started and grew their own businesses, they created jobs, stimulated local economies, and became role models in their own right. Regina wasn't just changing lives, she was transforming entire communities. But here's the thing about Regina Dorsey that truly sets her apart. She never forgot where she came from. Even as her influence grew, even as she rubbed shoulders with the powerful and successful, Regina remained grounded in her roots. She made it a point to return to her old neighborhood, to speak in schools, to mentor young people who were facing the same challenges she once did. Regina often says, success is a ladder, not a platform. You climb it to reach back and pull others up with you. And that's exactly what she does, day in and day out. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds great, but what does it have to do with me? I'm not Regina Dorsey. I don't have her strength, her resilience, her vision. But that's where you're wrong, because the most powerful lesson from Regina's story is this: we all have that strength within us. We all have the capacity to overcome, to achieve, to make a difference. Regina's journey teaches us that our circumstances don't define us. Our response to those circumstances does. It shows us that every setback is an opportunity for a comeback, every failure a stepping stone to success. But more than that, Regina's story challenges us to think bigger. It's not just about personal success, it's about using that success to create positive change in the world around us. It's about recognizing that true fulfillment comes not from what we achieve for ourselves, but from what we do for others. So, I want to challenge you today. Think about your own journey. What obstacles are you facing? What dreams have you put on hold because they seem too difficult, too out of reach? Now, channel your inner Regina Dorsey. Embrace those challenges. See them not as roadblocks, but as opportunities to grow stronger, to develop resilience, to prove to yourself and the world what you're truly capable of. But don't stop there. Look around you. Who in your life, in your community, could benefit from your support, your mentorship, your belief in them? How can you use your own journey, your own successes and failures to lift others up? Remember, we all have the power to be catalysts for change. We all have the ability to turn our pain into purpose, our struggles into strength. Regina Dorsey's story isn't just about one woman's remarkable journey. It's a call to action for all of us to recognize our own potential and to use it not just for personal gain, but for the greater good. As we wrap up this episode, I want to leave you with one of Regina's favorite quotes. She often says, your life is your message to the world. Make sure it's inspiring. Regina Dorsey's life is certainly an inspiration. The question is, what message will your life send? So I challenge you today. Take a page from Regina's book. Face your fears head on. Embrace your challenges. Dream bigger than you ever have before. And most importantly, use your journey to light the way for others, because that's how we create real lasting change. That's how we build a world where everyone has the opportunity to rise, to thrive, to become their best selves. Thank you for joining us on this journey of inspiration and empowerment. Until next time, this is the Black CEO Podcast, reminding you that your potential is limitless, your impact immeasurable, and your story is still being written. Make it a story worth telling. Now, let's take this challenge a step further. I want you to commit right here, right now, to one action that will move you closer to your dreams. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's making that phone call you've been putting off, or signing up for that class you've been eyeing. Maybe it's finally putting pen to paper on that business plan, or reaching out to someone who could use your help. Whatever it is, do it. Do it now. Because here's the truth. The world needs your voice, your ideas, your passion. We need your resilience, your creativity, your unique perspective. We need you to step up, to stand out, to make your mark. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Just as Regina built a community of support and empowerment, I challenge you to do the same. Seek out mentors who can guide you. Be a mentor to someone who needs your wisdom. Build connections, foster relationships, create your own network of change makers. Because here's the thing, when we rise together, we rise higher. When we support each other, we all become stronger. When we share our stories, our struggles, our triumphs, we create a tapestry of resilience that can weather any storm. So, as you leave this talk today, I want you to carry with you not just Regina's story, but the understanding that you too have a story worth telling. You have obstacles to overcome, dreams to achieve, and a world to change. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't wait for someone else to pave the way. Be like Regina. Be the one who blazes the trail. Be the one who defies expectations. Be the one who turns adversity into advantage. Because the truth is, the world doesn't change on its own. It changes because people like you and me decide to change it. It changes because we refuse to accept the status quo. It changes because we dare to dream bigger, reach higher, and fight harder. So go forth and be unstoppable. Go forth and be unbreakable. Go forth and be the change you wish to see in the world, because you are more powerful than you know, more resilient than you believe, and more capable than you've ever imagined. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your opportunity to write a new chapter, not just in your own story, but in the story of your community, your industry, your world. Remember, in the words of Regina Dorsey, your life is your message to the world. Make sure it's inspiring. So, what message will you send? What legacy will you leave? What change will you create? The stage is yours. The spotlight is on you. The world is waiting. Now go out there and make it happen, because you're not just listening to a success story today. You're writing your own. And I, for one, can't wait to see how it unfolds. Thank you.